See if I recognize where this is. I don't recognize any of this. Never been in that part of Danville. I mean, the play my grandma lives at a race riot. Oh yeah, Bloody Monday. We had a thing called Bloody Monday.
There's 23 of us, clergy and faith leaders. Many of us just wanted to form deeper relationships. We know that relationships are the way that people change.
As long as the Negro is not free in Danville, Virginia, the Negro is not free anywhere.
He mentioned us. He mentioned us.
In the United States of America.
So I grew up in Danville, and I knew of it as the world's best tobacco market.
My dad used to pick tobacco. He worked at this cotton, and if I'm not mistaken, this might be EBI. It used to be a tobacco mill, and now I work there for IKEA.
And the last capital of the Confederacy. But even growing up in that town,
Because like that place still smells like tobacco.
Never had a history lesson about Bloody Monday, had never known it existed.
I didn't either. We weren't taught about it in school.
Did not know anything about Martin Luther King Jr.'s visits to the town.
Nope,
or
she's right.
some of the ways that folks who...
It's like Danville's dark, hidden past,
whose kids and parents sat next to me in school had been personally affected by historical events. It was absent in my education.
I wonder how many slaves we own.
And I am trying to figure out why.
Use whatever means are at our command to enforce this decision.
We will defy the injunction. I have been arrested in the city of Danville some 5 times. I have been to jail before. I'm willing to go to jail again.
June 10th stands out above all the other moments of marching and demonstrating, because that's when my wife was beaten severely by the chief of police. And the sad thing about that is that it took Danville many years to admit that they actually beat the demonstrators as we were fighting for our human rights.
That's downtown.
This church right here was the focus. We had all our mass meetings here. Everybody would put in a dime, quarter, 50 cents, and that helped us with our movement. We would come here at this church and conduct workshops to show us how to demonstrate, what to do if we were confronted.
So you went to church to learn how to kick ass. Sounds like a plan to me. For a town so small, it has a lot of history. It does, and I don't know half of it.
Andrew Young taught some of the workshops. He would tell us, now when you march, if you get spit at or rocks thrown at you, you're not to retaliate.
Okay.
We were nonviolent. We were supposed to just go limp and let them arrest us.
I've seen some brutal things on the part of policemen all across the South in our struggle. But very seldom, if ever, have I heard of a police force being as brutal and vicious as the police force here in Danville, Virginia.
What the fuck? Oh, man. Wow, shit.
You could look across the street here, and on top of the Armory building, on the roof,
Kenny.
they had the guns pointed at this church. So you were afraid to go out or come in. So it was just anything they could to intimidate us.
But demonstrations actually started in May of '63. at the library up on Main Street near the museum when
Yep.
Martin Luther King came to Danville.
We have certainly been with you in spirit, and we have agonized with you as you have faced the brutality and the ruthlessness of a vicious police force.
That night that Dr. King spoke at the City Auditorium, Bishop Campbell introduced Dr. King. He was saying that in America we have the KKK, but tonight we have Kennedy, Khrushchev, and King. My father had told me, don't go downtown, demonstrate. He worked in Dan River Mills.
My dad worked at Dan River Mills. Damn near everybody
So
in
it was
Danville
quite
worked
a
at Dan River Mills.
pressure on my
It's shut
family.
down now.
Knowing my brothers and sisters were downtown June 10th, I said, no, I'm going downtown. He told me to stay home. And you know what? I was the first one that was arrested.
We marched downtown and stood on the courthouse steps.
Now, the
Each of
temple
us
was
had
right
a
around the corner
plaque
from the
or
courthouse.
poster that we held up in protest of the segregation.
We wouldn't leave the mayor's office. It was 5 o'clock. They took Bishop Campbell. The policeman took him literally like trash men, throwing garbage up on the trash truck, and threw him down the steps and arrested him in the municipal building. They beat people, sent people to Winslow Hospital. Oh, it was terrible.
One of the
Winslow
police
Hospital.
walked forward and said to us in a harsh voice, I command you to leave. And Reverend McGee said, let us bow our heads in prayer. And so we bowed our heads in prayer, but I was looking. Said, watch and pray. He said, pray. Watch and pray.
I'm going to talk to my neighbors
So
tomorrow.
I did look.
An
I
old
peeped.
black couple. I'm gonna ask them.
I learned some things. I saw this big red truck. The driver got out and he started unwinding a big pipe, connected up everything and turned it on us at full force. And it was so strong, there was no way you could stand on your feet, because I was thrown against a state car.
And as a result of that Monday night, added to the Monday morning with the fire hoses, it's called Bloody Monday. I was only 15 years old. I was forced out of the demonstration because they put pressure on my parents. The day that I was arrested, they went to Grant Street and arrested my mother, went up to the Dan River Mill, arrested my father. They charged them with contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
I was 15. The night of Bloody Monday, my mama told me, you better not leave this porch. And for once I did what she told me to. I stayed at home. But after I heard about all of the things that were done, nothing was going to keep me away. You just felt compelled. At first, you may not have understood all of the nuances that were going on. But after you did that first march, it was in your blood, and you were determined.
The simple fact that injustice is here. And I feel that wherever injustice is alive, it is a responsibility for people of goodwill to take a stand against it. For injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
There have been remarkable changes in Danville. We cannot sit here justifiably and say that it has not changed, because history has shown us that it has changed tremendously.
Our race is something else. We've endured. We've removed blocks that nobody thought we could remove. I know it's still obstacles in our way. But if we don't teach our children, they are destined to repeat.
Yeah, dude, seriously, we were not taught any of that in school. Like, I mean, I honestly didn't know about Bloody Monday until like a year or two ago.